Hey guys, this is my third attempt at this video. I should really start writing a script or something. But it's all good. I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that you have found some way to keep yourself entertained during the coronavirus outbreak, pandemic, epidemic, quarantine. Whoa. I'm right now sitting out on my porch because I got tired of my living room. It is a itsy bitsy tiny little porch, but it's outside, and that's good enough for me. Over here you can see the plant that I have killed 1,000 times. Actually, the part that's supposed to be alive is actually alive. Only the rosemary is supposed to be alive year-round. Like the thyme and basil and stuff are supposed to die. But still, that looks kind of sad. Sorry. Meh. Anyway, I have some information for you about what's going to be going on with language arts. We're going to be focusing, as I mentioned a couple times, on using Canvas to get through the next couple weeks. A lot of you have emailed and texted me saying that you can't get into Canvas. We have some news about that from Mr. C at the school. Mr. C says if you're using an iPad, you can't actually log in through NC Cloud, which is what I thought you were supposed to do. Sorry about that. Instead, you need to go into self-service, the place where you can get all your apps on your school-issued iPad. Search for the Canvas app, and then you'll need to find our school. I will post some more detailed directions for that in Google Classroom this afternoon. But if you've been having trouble trying to get in through a web browser, that's the problem. You should be able to get through using your web browser, Chrome or Safari or whatever, if you're on like a Chromebook or a home computer, that type of thing. But if you're on the iPad, you need to use the iPad app, which you can get through self-service. So I hope that helps out. The things we're going to be working on for the next couple days, week or two, we're going to be focusing on two main areas. Number one is Edgenuity. If you haven't been doing Edgenuity in your homerooms like you're supposed to be doing 2 or 3 times a week, I would strongly recommend getting on that now. Edgenuity, for those of you parents who aren't familiar, is a guided online learning platform. Lots of schools, including lots of the high schools here in CMS, use it as a distance learning tool already, or as like a credit recovery thing. We've been using Edgenuity in our classrooms all year to try and provide some independent practice for students on a level that kind of matches up with where they are. In the beginning of the year, every student was assigned an Edgenuity course in reading and in math to try and give them some practice kind of in the areas where they need the most help. Students, I'd recommend logging into Edgenuity for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes maybe, using the same schedule that we were using when we were in school during tea time. That would be Tuesdays and Thursdays with ELA, and Wednesdays and Fridays with math, or spread it around however you want. But somewhere between like an hour and a half in ELA over the course of the week would be a great way to keep yourself sharp, to make sure that you are practicing the skills we're going to need to show when we go to take our next benchmark and when we go to do the EOGs in a couple months. So far, we haven't gotten any information about those tests being canceled, so it's going to be important that we keep trying to do a little bit of something to stay on top of those skills and make sure that when we come back, we are still in the habit of getting all that done. If I hear more stuff about what EOGs will look like, I will get back to you as soon as I hear something. But for right now, I got nothing. The second thing I'm going to recommend to people is joining our book club. I'm going to be hosting live discussions of books that we are going to be reading. Not that we're going to be reading, that I hope you're going to be reading. In Canvas, I'm going to do our first one, I think, on Monday at 1 p.m. That's my current plan. I will post if that changes because Miss Savage and Miss Kerr keep sending me invites to meetings, so maybe that will change. I don't know. But my hope is that we will all be able to grab a couple books from Sora or from the public library and just have a quick chat about what's going on and what we're liking, what we're not liking. Maybe some of us can help each other find new books to read, and maybe some of us can chat about what's going on. That would be a great place to check in. I'm going to be running that through Canvas, Canvas's conferences tool, because that's what I have access to right now. That's what I'm going to try out. A lot of you have been saying you've been having trouble getting into Canvas. My hope, my guess, is that you have been trying to get in through your web browser on your iPad, such as like Google Chrome or Safari. I thought that was the best way to get in, and that's what I've been telling people to do. I'm sorry about that. That's not actually true. It turns out, if you're on an iPad, the best way to get into Canvas is by downloading the app. You can find the app in self-service. Self-service is that kind of four-colored square-looking app. You probably hid it away in like a folder because you never use it. But that's where all the apps are. I recommend going in there to get hopefully the Sora app and also your Canvas app. Some of you have been able to get into Canvas and have been able to see the courses. That's because I had nothing in the courses until literally moments ago, so they should be published. You should be able to see them now. I learned this as we go, so hope you guys can give me a little bit of patience there. So far, the only thing in the Canvas course is a page with some important links that you and your families might find useful. The first one is from the nurse, and it talks about, I'm sorry, not the nurse, from Miss Tatum, the school counselor, and has information about where things like food can be found during this time, especially food that's accessible to families with children like you. So if you're trying to figure out the best way to get food easily for lunch and breakfast, that's where I would look if I were you. There's also information there about families who are having trouble like paying rent, that type of thing, because they've been laid off work. There's some information in there. I recommend you and your parents, mostly your parents, take a look at that page. There's other stuff in there, like a link to transcripts of all of the messages Miss Savage has sent home, as well as some ways to get in touch with me in a hurry if you need something. Like I mentioned, we're going to start up with that book club stuff. I'm going to post some information about that this afternoon in the Canvas course, and we will have our first kind of live conference there at 1 o'clock on Monday, unless something changes, and if that's the case, I'll post an update. If you're not able to make it to that, that's fine. It's okay. I'll post whatever we make up on the Canvas course, so you'll be able to take a look at it. That's all I got for you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe. I hope that you are well and that you're doing good. If you need anything at all, please reach out. Bye.